your softness.
You are now listening to the iWalter Show. Real talk about nothing.
Woman, don't you know with you I'm born again.
Come give me your sweetness. Now there's you, there is no weakness. Lying safe within your arms, I'm born again.
I was half, not whole, instead with none.
Reaching through this world in need of one. Come show me your kindness. In your arms I know I'll find this.
Woman, don't you know with you I'm born again.
Lying safe with you, I'm born again.
Come bring me your softness. Comfort me through all this madness. Woman, don't you know with you I'm born again.
Come give me your sweetness. Now there's you, there is no weakness. Lying safe within your arms, I'm born again.
I was half, not whole, instead with none, reaching through this world in need of one.
Come show me your kindness. In your arms I know I'll find this.
Woman, don't you know with you I'm born again. Lying safe with you I'm born again.
Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Look, up in the sky, it's a bird brain, it's a plane, it's iWalter. iWalter. Yes, it's iWalter, a strange visitor from another planet who came to Earth with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. iWalter, who can change the course of mighty rivers, bend ears with his annoying voice, and who, disguised as Walter Interranti, mild-mannered janitor for a great metropolitan newspaper, fights a never-ending battle for truth, nonsense, and the American way. And now, another exciting episode in the adventures of iWalter.
Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Walter and iWalter. I apologize. There's probably a change in the sound levels up and down tonight. It's Wednesday. If I didn't mention, it's Wednesday, September 23rd, 2015. A friend had told me this is not the first person who had mentioned, can I change the order of my stories? And honestly, I cannot. I tried to before, and it does not work. That's just the way Spreaker puts everything up. They put it up out of order. So Don't shoot the messenger, but yeah, I really can't do anything about that. I apologize because, I mean, whoever listens to this story, good luck if you get the one I'm doing now. Because honestly, most of the time, they, again, don't come up correctly. Yeah, I got to turn off this real quick. Yeah, I was actually really shocked, and it takes a bit to, knock the wind out of me, but that intro I just did, let me see if I can, it was Linda Carter, by the way, and, yeah, that really just knocked the wind out of me. She's still an incredible looking woman. She's just an incredible woman, period, in my opinion. But yeah, she really knocked the wind out of me because I was like looking at stuff and it was on MeTV's website. And, yeah, I don't know what to say, but, I can't even find it now. I wasn't going to cue it, but now I wish I would have. Well, there was some video of her, I didn't know it was on one of the Wonder Woman. She's got this black bathing suit on. She looks really incredible. I mean, she just looks like drop dead, like, stop the show, stop the press, because I'm going to be taking care of business. I mean, that Wonder Woman outfit was kind of campy on her, did not really show off her body, in my opinion, that well. But yeah, she had on this bathing suit in this scene, and she looked really, really hot. I mean, really hot. I'm not even just saying that, especially for a show that's like back in '79. Anyway, maybe I'll just go to my Facebook page because I put it on there. But there was a song that she actually tried to become a singer, because I'm not going to screw it up otherwise. But she tried to become some type of a singer, and most of the music. I mean, there's people that certain songs they sing, it's not that they can't sing, they're just really bad when they make their own music. For instance, there was a girl, she had her own show too, and she was on Disney, and like she sang a couple songs on this show. I can't remember her name now. I'm really just drawing a blank, so I'm not doing very good. But my point was, like Linda Carter, there's a couple songs she sings, and they're not really that good. It's not that she can't sing. They're just not very good songs. She even does some cover songs, which one just really, like I said, it knocked me, like it really took the wind out of me because it was so good. And it was a Barbara Streisand song, I think, because I remember I've seen a couple years ago, not even that long ago. I went through this phase. It's like, yeah, I got to check out some of these movies because I don't really like her politics of Barbara Streisand. I think she's a little bit more of the left-winged liberal type person, which is not my cup of tea. But I will give her the benefit of the doubt. She's a really good singer, and she makes really good films. If you take out that aspect that, that Barbara Streisand, what she believes, and just watch the way she acts, you can see why she is been nominated for a lot of movies, because not only she got a really good voice, I think, but she had some really, some movies that just really got me, in tears. But anyway, Linda Carter covers the song with Tom Jones, and it was an old thing. That's why the volume, I could have kind of boosted it up. I just didn't want to really waste all the time doing so. So I apologize because the volume is going to be obviously lower on that. And she covered this song with Tom Jones, and it was, I'm pretty sure, it was a song by Barbara Streisand that she had done, had made this duet with somebody else. And it was "With You, I'm Born Again," and I remember I could distinctly remember hearing again Barbara Streisand singing that song, and she does she's got some really good songs. It's not my type of music, but certain songs, it doesn't matter if you listen to it or not, it just gets to you, emotionally, and I was going through because there's this article again on MeTV, and most of the songs that Linda Carter sang were all right, but they weren't that great. And again, I can't remember. There was some show. I'll go back to that in a minute. So she sings this song with Tom Jones, and I'm almost in tears. I mean, this song just really got to me emotionally. And it was like, oh my God, I didn't know Linda Carter really had the voice for singing. I honestly did not know that. So anyway, just give me one moment. I'm going to look up this other person because I hate starting something. Well, I do all the time anyhow, and not remember it. So I'm going to pause this for a split second. All right, hey, yeah, that was a quick pause. I had to look up this other show because I really enjoyed it. And it's an actress. She's a really good singer. She's much younger. I think she's only like 21, if that now. And it's Demi Lovato. She went through a phase actually where she was just looking really off the wall. I think she's kind of mellowed out quite a bit. I think she's kind of matured because she's got a new album coming out. And it was like, wow, this is a big change on her look and just the way she sings. But anyway, I wish she would have stuck with it because she had this show she was on. It was called Sunny with a Chance. And I didn't know. I thought it was really funny. She did a good job. The actress who played her mom was really good because she was a childhood actress herself. Now, they're not showing who it is, but it was with these two, and I don't want to pause it again because, it doesn't have the full cast. I don't know why they're not showing the woman who played the mom. Let me see if I can find it. Because she played on this TV show, and she really looked good. It was one of these, like, 70s shows. It was her and her sister, and... Connie Monroe. I saw her, she was a kid actress, and she did an incredible job playing the mom. I remember, I think I liked her. I forget what show she was on now. Connie Monroe. I'm sorry for all these pauses. I know I apologize an awful lot. But she's much older now, the woman who played the mom. But I remember her just being a teenager herself. And it's not really shown which show she was on. Oh, wait, no wonder why. I'm sorry. Connie Monroe was her character name. No, Nancy McKeon. That would help. Nancy, yeah. She was born in 1966, so she's like pretty much, I guess, a year older than me. I didn't know that. But I used to like her when she was a lot younger. And I'm trying to see, because I know I saw her. So I made a mistake there. It was Nancy McKeon. And again, she was a kid actress, and I just can't remember where I saw her. Best known for her role in Facts of Life. Okay, she played... Nancy McKeon was the one who looked like a tomboy all the time. And I used to actually have a crush on her. And she looked just as good on that show, Sunny of a Chance. She played the mom, but she was originally on the show called Facts of Life when she was much younger. And I didn't really like that show that much, but I did like, what did I say her name is? Nancy McKeon. So, and I always thought she was kind of cute. And she played the mom and was like, God, she still looks she looked really good. I don't know, because that was a few years ago. But yeah, she played the mom. But anyway, I just went off, like I normally do. But yeah, the show that Demi Lovato did, she did a really good job. It was really funny, and she just decided, listen, I want a music career. I don't want to do TV any longer. So she basically, when she left, the whole show fell apart because she was the main character. So it was a shame, and I was actually quite angry that she did that. She didn't even give it a chance because I think she only lasted like one season, and she just kind of got up and left. And it kind of hurt a lot of the other actors because they all depended on her to make the show. So they tried to do a spinoff, and it didn't do well. But anyways, Demi Lovato really gleamed. She was on these shows called, I think they were called Camp Rock. Now, you can say, oh, they're kids' movies, but they were really good. She played in two of them with the Jonas brother. And, well, actually, a couple were in the movie. And her voice was really, really good. I mean, it was just between her, and I think it was Joe Jonas. Nick Jonas was in there. Kevin Jonas was in the movie as well, all three of them. But Joe Jonas and Demi Lovato just were incredible together. I mean, you can take it at face value that, oh, it's just a kid's movie, but they were really good. But the point is, a lot of these actors, you don't think they can sing, but when you hear them, they really can surprise you. And this is a long way around just to explain why it really shocked me of Linda Carter, because you know, when you're a young kid, you're only thinking of one thing. You see a woman who's like incredible look, and she's got like those piercing blue eyes, too. And she sang that song, and she actually almost had me in tears. Well, on the verge of tears, because it was just like she did that good of a job of singing that song, I think. That's why I played the whole entire thing. I don't have to worry about getting in trouble, because this was like, obviously, the reason the volume was so low. This was like a live broadcast on a television show at the time, and her and Tom Jones were covering this song of Barbra Streisand. So I just had to play the entire thing. Real quick, this was in one of my stories. I just saw this now. Kevin Smith's under a Batman Avenue City sign. I don't know where that's at. I'm trying to figure it out, actually. It says South Bank. I thought it might have been Burbank, which would be California. It's not important anyway. Yeah, I mean, because my whole premise, what I wanted to do for the show tonight, because I was definitely angry, and that really just knocked the wind out of me hearing Linda Carter sing that song. It really knocked the wind out of me, all my steam. Because I intentionally, and I still probably will do it, there was some article, which I got to see if I have it in my mix. I have to thank Todd, sent me a bunch of really good articles. Unfortunately, again, Linda Carter just knocked all my anger out of me. It was just like, it takes a lot. It really does. But, and he sent me some really, really good stories. So, but one actually is what got me upset tonight. And, excuse me, and it's not Todd, because I kind of explained to him, like, because I have a friend who will, like, certain things get me angry with people. And you know what? Sometimes you just can't say things directly to a person's face. I don't think I'm the only one. So I think the one friend, I got him really upset now, and he's not talking to me, which is fine with me. But he has to understand this is my therapy, is doing this show every night. And it keeps me from going back into a, mental state hospital, which that's the last thing I want to see, because the next time that would happen to me, there may not be any chance of me, oh, well, you know what? We'll let you out again and, live your life the way you want to. No, that invitation of, what do you call it? A two-way door or whatever is running very thin with people and me. So if keeping my sanity is just by doing this show, and unfortunately, if it upsets certain people, I can't help that. I honestly cannot help that. By the way, on this Unilad, that story I read about that guy who ripped out this woman's intestines through her, it just came up. That's why I'm kind of cutting off. through her vagina. They do have pictures of the apartment complex where he and this woman lived, and a very, unfortunately, good mugshot of this guy's face. So, but going back to what I was mentioning. Yeah, I mean, this is what keeps me grounded, is doing this show. Because I told a friend on some voicemails, and I said, I have no one to talk to. I go to work. I have the one friend I walk in with and walk out with every night to work, but she works in a different building, and she tolerates listening to me every day. But I have no one to talk to. And I can't talk to my parents, because if I talk to them right away, it's like, well, you need more medication. You're not taking medication to calm your nerves down. And, medication's not the answer to everything. Basically making me all doped up is not going to be the solution. But I go to work and I get ostracized by pretty much everyone at this point. And outside people see it, but people who are in that building, with the exception of maybe one or two people, pretty much nobody wants to talk to me. They walk the other way. They cut me short. They don't acknowledge that I'm even there, that I'm a human being. And then when they don't see me, then all of a sudden they question, hey, we haven't seen you all night. Well, maybe there's a reason for that. And the reason is, I try to hide from people. I do my job, but I hide from them because they are so, I don't know how else to put it, they are so viciously evil. And it sounds like it's a one-sided issue, my side, and you're not hearing theirs. Well, that is fine, but it's true. These people are just, and all they can do is spend all their time making me out to be something I'm really not. So, it's like any human being, it's going to get to them. Like my mother, here's a good example. My mother said, this is going to sound like it makes no sense to anyone, but I'm going to explain it anyway. My oldest brother just got a cat. His family bought a cat, and it's a male cat. It doesn't matter, but I'm just going to say it's a male cat. And my mom said she was talking to my oldest brother. He lives in North Carolina, and this cat is really bad, extremely bad. Now, think of that cat as the people around me who are just picking at me all the time. And think of me as my brother. So this cat they got from the SPCA down in North Carolina. And this cat, every once in a while, just loves to bite my brother. And he says, I just get the cat and I throw it against a wall. And it's like, that sounds really cruel. I know it is cruel. But the point is, any human being, if you keep on picking at them and torturing them, torture a person, either physically or mentally, that person's going to break. And the only thing that keeps me grounded again, or from blowing up, or coming in with a gun, or a knife, or a briefcase with a clock on the outside and just call it a homemade clock, is the fact that I can do this show. Now, I can't say this stuff, what bothers me, with my parents, which I live with, because all they're going to do is say, you need to see another psychiatrist than the one you are seeing, or you need to be put on heavier medications. And that is not the solution to my life. I'm halfway through my life now. I don't need that. But I also don't need going to work and having these people who act like my brother's cat, who just keep on going out of their way to be as rude and as obnoxious as possible. Now, a friend will ask me, how are they doing it? What are they doing to you? Well, see, I've been through this before. I was at Horsham Clinic, and I would not talk in these groups I was supposed to go in. So they said, well, you're on a talking restriction, so nobody was allowed to even acknowledge me. And you try that sometime. You basically have everybody around you not talk to you and just shun you away, be very curt, do not talk to you, and see how long you will last. And I tell you, if you last more than a month with everybody just turning another way, treating you like you're some type of hardened criminal, and you can do it, I will probably even give you $100 if you can prove that you went through a whole month with total isolation from everyone for a whole month with not one person. I'd be willing to give you $100 for that, because I know nobody can do that. No physical human being can do this. So, but I deal with this on a daily basis. My only therapy is this, because otherwise I would basically jump out a window. I probably put a gun to my mouth, and I probably just pull the trigger at this point. So you take this away from me, I have nothing else worth living for anymore. So just that's the way where I stand. But anyway, again, I want a little bit on and just free-minded thinking, I guess, so to speak. But the one story which I did start reading, and I went off a little bit. It's from it's called unilad.co.uk, and you got to read the comments underneath, because I was kind of questioning the same thing. It made me feel really uptight about myself, because I'm even just afraid just to remotely take. Now, everybody blows out of proportion what I'm going to say, but look at a woman. Because when I say that, people will say, certain friends will say, well, you look way too long. It's like, how do you know that? Because most of the time, or they may not say that. And I'm not just saying one person or another, but I've heard that from different people. And it's like, no, I don't look too long because I'm too afraid to look. And then a friend sent this story, and he didn't mean it this way. And it has nothing to do with him, but it really bothered me. It says pedophiliac caught filming young girls confronted by alert citizens. Well, it sounded like two black guys in the background, and they were following this guy and instigating him and saying, listen, we see what you're doing. We're watching you. But that makes you feel, I mean, I understand, yeah, you're trying to be the good Samaritan, but you're following this guy. And it got to the point that these guys got so loud. The guy who got accused of filming and taking pictures of young girls got arrested. Now, it sounds like it'd be a really good idea, but nobody really knows. And I hate to say it, if you look at a lot of these tabloid stories, there's a lot of older men married to women or girls that are in their early 20s. So they don't specify. They said it's happened in San Francisco. It says the subject of a blue beanie was reported following women and young girls into stores so he could film up their skirts with a hidden camera in the shopping cart bag with a peephole in it. So they followed this guy. Now, I'm not saying these people are right or wrong. I'm just saying it makes me feel extremely uncomfortable, and I don't even do anything wrong. In fact, over the weekends, I'm even afraid to go over the malls anymore because I'm afraid I'll get accused of something I didn't even do. That's how bad I've gotten. I've gotten so paranoid. So some of the stuff people wrote, like this one guy said, what are thosies? That doesn't really explain it. Somebody just did it as a sarcastic thing. I'm just going to read what some people read. I'm not going to even read the article. Excuse me, officer. I got one question for you. And it's like, because most people did not see anything wrong. There's nothing in the video that's enough to slander to this guy. Yeah, somebody actually wrote, I got a little hole in my bag, bro. So, I mean, the guy may have been up to no good, but unless you can prove it, and then the cops put handcuffs on, this guy could easily turn around and say he was, put charges against those people following him. And if not that, and in addition to that, this guy could put charges against the cops who put handcuffs on him. Now, here's a good one. There's this guy named Jeffrey Tuckerman. He wrote, interesting that none of the proof is in the video. So here you're going. I mean, how would you feel if somebody's following you and then harassing you? This really is harassment. saying that we know you're videotaping people you don't know. And if you're not, you don't do this kind of stuff, and you get a cop and say, well, listen, I'm a little bit kind of leery, let them take care of it. But don't harass the guy. They harassed the guy for like 5 minutes straight. And here's some guy named Pete. He says that's probably because evidence like that isn't publicly released until the discretion of the police. But you can't make accusations. You're just assuming. I'm trying to see if anybody else kind of agreed with me. Okay, here's a good one. This guy named Colin Michael, and I'm sorry for using his name, but I really have to agree with him. I'm going to have to put a like on that. He said that the video in this thing, again, it's called Pedophiliac Caught Filming Young Girls Confronted by Alert Citizens. The guy could have been doing something wrong. Who knows what he was doing? But this guy, Colin Michael, said that this video you can watch says this video didn't show shit. So, somebody was this question, is it a pedophiliac or a pervert? And then somebody else wrote both. It's like, see, people, this is what happens at my job too. People just love to gang up on you. They like to make a person into a monster, maybe because they watch too many movies. And then they like to torment, this happens on my job, and they like to torment and just tear a person down for no good fucking reason now. And I really have a problem with that, a big problem with that. Again, I'm going to have to like this one, interesting that none of the proof is on this video. So, can you see my point, how this really bothered me? Because a few people actually are on the same page I am, that this video, these people harassing this guy with doesn't show anything. And you got these other people who are ganging up on some video that doesn't show anything. I just don't understand that. I mean, who knows? But it is not your place to follow and harass somebody. Unless the guy is like literally trying to pick up young kids, or because I got a story on that too, or is like physically groping a woman, you don't have a leg to stand on. I'm sorry. That is just ridiculous. And that really upset me tonight. Now, let me find a story that would be a good follow-up, because there is quite a few that would. One in particular, I should say. I have it in the mix. I just got to... Okay, here we go. Thank you. Again, these are all stories from Todd Thomas tonight, so to let you know. So thank you so much, Todd, for sending me these stories. This was on PIX 11, so it must be a station around where he lives. Man wanted for groping women's buttocks on N train in Queens. Police. It's a police report. So there you go. They're looking for a man accused of grabbing women's buttocks in the N train in Queens on Friday. Police say the suspect, they have a picture of the guy. He looks just like me. I'm kidding. Stood behind a 35-year-old woman in the train around 6 p.m. and rubbed his hand across her bottom. Now, see, there's physical contact. That can be even considered like some type of simple assault. But a guy going around with a camera, you have nothing. It's not child porn. It is nothing. The man is just doing something that's probably a little bit weird, but it doesn't give you the police the right to arrest him, because when you start doing that, you now are going into what I consider 1984, where you got the thought police. They're going to be monitoring everything you look at. Nobody knows. Unless that guy physically touches somebody, you have no grounds. That's just me. This story that I just started reading from this man in Queens, that's a different story. After a woman confronted the suspect, he grabbed her again before fleeing from the train on at Broadway and 31st Street from the subway. The suspect described as a 30 to 35-year-old, 6 to 6 foot, 6 foot or 6'2", had blue eyes, glasses, and a stocky build. He was last seen wearing a black knitted hat, a green shirt, blue jeans, and carrying a backpack. There is a phone number for that. It's not really important because this is in New York, but it's a Crime Stoppers, and it's 800-577-TIPS. But yeah, can you see the difference? A guy looking, now, what have I, and the point is, I said this on a voicemail to a friend, a lot of these girls don't look like they're teenagers. They look like women when they have, double D breast or, full C breast. They're dressing in spandex and workout outfits. You can't tell. I mean, yeah, sometimes, now, I know some people are going to beg to differ. Oh, you beg to differ, but you really can't tell a lot of times. And, you read these stories with these ISIS people screwing 16-year-olds and stuff, but nobody makes a big deal out of that. But as soon as your eyes seem to wander away from looking at nothing, you're automatically the one going to get sent to jail. Not the people that should be sent to jail, but the wrong people. So, yeah, that really upset me, by the way, if you haven't noticed yet. I'm trying to, there was another, you know what, I'm just going to, maybe I'll read this other story. These, again, were all from Todd. Here you go. Now, this would make almost, according to everybody's hypocritical rules, this would make everyone that may even listen to me into, some type of crazy stalkers. Now, here's a story from Uproxx Web Culture. Meet the 21-year-old news anchor who got her job because of her breast. And it literally says that because her breasts were really huge. Careers in television are hard to come by, but that's why it's surprising. It's so surprising that this 21-year-old in the above video is out there reading the news on a major Albanian TV. And the only reason she got the job, she's 21, so by most people's standards who don't follow the rules, even they just dictate the rules, would look at this woman and they wouldn't even think she was 21. She definitely does not look 21. She looks a lot older. But she got the job because she has a lot of cleavage, and that's exactly what this article says. My point is, you can't always tell the age of a woman or a girl. And just looking there is no harm in that at all. So just keep that in mind. And this was on Uproxx Web Culture. It just really is really disturbing when I see people just reprimand me or anybody else just for looking and not touching. And it's much better than ripping some woman's intestines out of her vagina or her ass. It is much better than these jihadists impregnating these 12-year-olds. And I could go on and on and on, but, you don't want to hear that, obviously. So, my friend Todd also sent me a story. It was on the Philadelphia local news. Cops, it says cops, man charged for allegedly stabbing coworker in Philadelphia. That was September 21st. Which was just 2 days ago. Police are investigating the man who reportedly had stabbed his coworker in Philadelphia. Authorities say at 1:45 p.m. Friday, September 18th, the victim reported he was driving to the HERS headquarters on 7500 block of Brewster Avenue when the coworker pulled out a kitchen knife and stabbed him several times. So HERS is like, HERS, the potato chip company. That's, I think, what they're referring to. It said the male told authorities that he and the suspect never had any arguments or disagreements in the past. So this was just like a random act of violence. Yeah, it says police said the victim works at for Hers Corporation and the defendant works for the temp agency and was assigned to Hers about 2 weeks ago. So this guy, the person who got stabbed, was just basically a temp, and this is what happens. He gets stabbed by a coworker. And the person who stabbed the other guy says the authorities say the 21-year-old Tamarin Jones is charged with aggravated assault, possessing an instrument of crime, simple assault, and endangering another person. So I have a picture of this guy, Tamarin Jones. It's on my Facebook page as well. Yeah, Todd, thank you, because I heard my one guy, guy I talked to at work, talk about this whole Muslim clock deal with this kid. The whole thing was a set up, and I'll read that in a minute. But it says 100. It's on a website called 100%fedup.com. That's a really good name for his thing. Muslim clock boys lie exposed. Video experts prove boy who received invitation to the White House and thousands in donation stories was all a hoax. So this was like they said it was a hoax. The first lie that was made was the clock to the lie about him being unfairly targeted by the school. But in the Muslim faith, it is okay to lie as long as you're promoting your faith. So the whole thing was a hoax, is what it's saying. Just to again, this is propaganda with the Muslims, and there's nobody to stop this nonsense from continuing. Yeah, it said this kid claims that he assembled the clock at home and took it to school. This whole thing started to unravel. Two investigators who have studied the image of Mohammed's device provided by Irving, Texas police have concluded that Mohammed did not make the clock. Both conclude that Mohammed disassembled a manufacturer clock and installed it in a large pencil box without its casing. And both say it's possible it was done to provoke suspicion or to resemble a bomb. Which, if you look at the pencil box, they call it, it really does look like a homemade bomb. He disassembled the clock, and whoever did it for him, and they put it in a pencil box, and it does look like a bomb. So this kid is no genius, trust me. Update, clock has been identified as being sold in a 1986 Radio Shack catalog by Art Voice Reader. The headline, the text for the article has been changed to reflect the update. 14-year-old Mohammed, a Muslim, was briefly arrested and investigated for bringing a hoax bomb to MacArthur High School in Irving, Texas on Monday. He was basically cleared. It says on Monday that 14-year-old Mohammed was arrested, taking a homemade clock to school, which actually was a real clock. He just disassembled and reassembled in a pencil box. The teacher saw it was a bomb, so crowdfunding platform Launch Good started a campaign to raise $100,000 for the Muslim teen. So they would never do this for any other freaking kid. Now they do it for this kid. They said in just one day they raised $10,000 from more than 200 backers. It's hoping to raise over $100,000 by October 13th. Yeah, this is ridiculous. And it says, in addition to the good launch, I skipped a whole bunch. Crowdfunding platform GoFundMe has also launched a campaign for Mohammed Muhammad, and they raised more than $4,000 with the goal of $60,000 that will go towards Muhammad's future college tuition. So I don't know. I guess people really just do not learn. I mean, again, this whole thing, this kid is these people that are behind this should be all arrested. Stories like this actually make me very embarrassed to say I'm even an American. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, there was another story. I'm gonna have to wait on reading that. I might read it. Daily Mail. Again, thank you again, Todd. South African police discover 21 pieces of female genitalia in Danish man's freezer after he drugged his own wife and mutilated her. So remember, this is South Africa, so that's like a British colony. Police claim they have discovered 21 pieces of female genitalia inside a freezer. The man's wife contacted police claiming she was drugged and mutilated. The Danish media reported Peter... let me just leave it at Peter, 63, will appear in court tomorrow, which this was actually dated, I think. I'm trying to look for the date, the 21st. The Dane was previously admitted to performing female genital mutilation, and the police said that they also found anesthetics, photographs, and surgical tools. So, yeah, he actually used anesthetics. Not that that makes what he did right. Trust me, it does not. So, yeah, that's like really wrong. I just decided to add this to the mix because it obviously caught my attention, and it's with Jessica Simpson on the Daily Mail. Pushing up her the daisy, Jessica Simpson bounces back from drunk HNS appearance by showing off her firmer, bigger bust on Beverly Hills shopping trip. And they are huge. They are very big breast. So I don't know if they're like implants or what, because they seem unusually large. But for the guys out there, if they're interested, you can find and see her big melons on, and there's a lot of pictures. And she's got a short skirt on, by the way, a very short skirt on the Daily Mail UK. I don't know when that was posted, though. I'm trying to look now. Actually, that's a today's article. That actually just got posted today. So, just giving you a heads up for the men out there. Yeah, and I mentioned this earlier when I first started my show, but if you want to read more, because I thought it was really cool, this got me started. It was on MeTV's website.com. Linda Carter's 1978 album is pure soft rock gold. The Wonder Woman was on top of the world when she released her album debut, I guess, basically, Portrait. Dig into the music career of Carter. So, some of the songs on there weren't that good, but that one she did with Tom Jones was just incredible. Because I keep on going back to that story of Linda Carter. So, and talking about women with nice assets, Todd, you sent me something from express.co.uk. Topless model of huge boobs, Victoria, too hot for Pope, unreprehended. Basically says this busty glamour model caused outrage when she turned up to meet the Pope wearing a very revealing top without a bra. It says that she's a 38 double D. Kurz have earned her legions of male fans. And now here we go again. You know, they don't give her age. Let's just say she's like 18. She's not. She's got to be older. I'm just hypothetically speaking. And this wasn't in this country either, by the way, this woman in this story. I mean, it was, well, obviously, yeah, because it was on UK, but I don't think because they had some video of her and she's not even speaking English. So it could be even like Italy or something like that. I don't know. But the point is, here we go again. She's got big, huge breasts. They take pictures of them. Her nipples are going through the T-shirt she's got on. So that means, according to the standard law of chivalrous persons out there, you should not be looking at these pictures because that makes you a pervert. According to your own freaking law of condoning everyone who looks at a woman not knowing how old she is. And trust me, I hate to tell you this, folks. Girls and women don't go around advertising on their clothes. I'm 17 years old. I'm 18 years old. I'm 16. I'm 21. I'm 24. It would make things a lot more easier. But when you don't know, keep your your opinions to yourself and don't condone people. That is wrong. That is more wrong than anything else. I'm just letting people know. Again, that was on this news link called Express, and it's in the UK. Todd sent me a story. She's got way too many tattoos, this woman, but she has no legs. It's on the Daily News. It basically is titled, "I Don't Need Legs to Feel Sexy. Aspiring legless model earns more than $1,000 a day in racy lingerie and bikini shots." She looks like she's kind of Asian, I guess, this girl. I don't know. She looks Asian, but she was born without legs. But it has not stopped her from pursuing a career. Now here we go. She's 23 years old, too. So really, you should not be looking at her because that's inappropriate. Now, I'm not trying to, I'm not pointing anybody out. I'm just pointing out people in general, just to give people, certain people, whoever, because if you know me, I don't care who you are at this point, but if you know me, don't think I'm just like pointing the finger at you. I'm not pointing at anybody. I'm pointing at everyone of these stories tonight. Trust me. And that's normally the way it is. But yeah, this girl earns, it says, over $1,000 a day flaunting her body in racy underwear. And she was born without legs. Stunning Kenya, basically, she's 23 years old now, has been making a living off of this. From the young age, the California girl was determined to overcome her disability and started modeling for sports brands at the age of 15. So go ahead. Go put these people who might look at her and not realize that she was only 15 when she started. You should put them all behind bars because they looked at her. After shooting for a number of outfits, as well as being featured in Billabong, the beauty was soon scouted by underwear and bikini brands. It says she's actually currently training for the 2018 Winter Olympics. Winter Paralympics. I didn't even know they existed. So, hey, more power to her. There's more to the story, but I'm not going to read it because, again, it's an interesting story. You can find it on Daily News. You just find it on my web link. It's getting late. Daily News story again. Rikers Island inmate beats up jail captain in August. His second attack against an officer behind bars. Records show. That was actually, thank you, Todd, for that story, by the way. It was Tuesday the 22nd. It was yesterday. Now, the guard that this guy beat up was a woman, by the way, and she is really beaten up. And this was like this guy's second offense in jail. Excuse me. She's a corrections captain. Elizabeth was repeatedly punched in the face by an inmate in housing unit at the Anna M. Cross Center on August 12th, records show. It says Jesse Blunt, 28, went into a rage as they began to issue him an infraction for beating up another inmate in a separate melee, a jail source said. But he ends up beating up the correction officer, too. I felt bad for this woman. Maybe certain jobs, I hate to say this, maybe they're really not meant for women to do. And please don't take that the wrong way. But this poor woman is like, it's horrible. She really was beaten up. I mean, I'm glad that people want to do jobs like this. But I mean, no one should have to deal with that much punishment. That woman was really severely beaten up. And I mean, I honestly, I think that's horrible. I don't think maybe they just think, well, she's a woman. These guys know right from wrong. Well, obviously I would think the same thing, but obviously no, I'm afraid to say no. Because this guy lost his temper, and I mean, he beat the crap out of this poor woman who was a corrections officer once again. I'm sorry, I was actually ready to end, but this ad won't let go. Right Moment Beach Pics Funny Fail Compilation. It shows like an old guy with these young girls in bikinis. I'm going to keep on just pushing that through because people you got to understand, any normal human being is, when they see somebody who looks attractive, the first thing that's not going to come out of their mouth is, okay, how old are you? Okay, yeah, this picture shows two young girls. They do look like teenagers. This old guy is standing behind him, and the one girl, she's got like really big breasts. I mean, that happens once in a while. The girl's got like breasts like above like a D level, and there are like double or triple Ds. And it's a young girl, because I've seen this girl. She looks familiar. She's one of these ones who gets her face other places just because she has huge breast. Now, unless you're like some type of priest or whatever, you're gonna look. You're gonna freaking look. You're probably gonna go home and masturbate to it. And you know what? The last thing your mind is you're not gonna say, "Can I see your ID?" Because before I masturbate and feel guilty for this, I need to know exactly how old you are. Because otherwise, what I'm doing is totally inappropriate. So, we really think that far as men. And if you believe that one, I definitely have, because they're on the beach too, I will have a piece of ocean front property I can actually sell to you at the same time. So, as that old saying goes, I think from Rush Limbaugh, stuck on stupid. That's exactly what that is. Some people are just stuck on stupid. There's this other story. Here's another good example. I've seen her before. This woman who gets implants. She's got like the world's largest implants, and they're like they're off the letter chart. So, but you know what? You really should not be looking at that, because that's very inappropriate. Let me see if I can find her name. The woman, world's largest implants. Yeah, it is her. The woman with the world's largest implants, weighing in at 20 pounds each. So she's got 40 pounds of breast implants in her body. But again, you really shouldn't be looking, because that's very inappropriate and that's not right. She's from Germany. Each one weighs about 20 pounds. She's an adult model, and her measurements are 59, 28, 36, with 10,000 cc's of saline in them to help them weigh 20 pounds each. She has a size 32Z, 70Z bra that is equal up to a cup size of a triple X. This is no joke. So, to put things into perspective with her large breasts, she is carrying around it would be equivalent to about 5-gallon jugs of water on each of her each part of her chest. And that can't be easy on her back, likely, as it gives her does give her severe pain. But she certainly seems happy and awe with the pictures and the tweets. So she's carrying 2 5-gallon jugs of water on her chest with these breast implants. She does not worry about it, but she does have extreme back pain. But that is not my point. My point is, why do women do this stuff for one thing? Well, they want to be looked at. You act like, oh, no, that's not true. That's just because men are all pigs. Well, you know what? If men are all pigs, why would you get implants that are so freaking big that you're basically hurting your back? You're doing that because of why? Just asking, just want to, I'm asking a simple question. The answer should be like pretty much straightforward. You shouldn't even have to think about it. But unfortunately, for most, you will have to, because there will be no good excuse. It's the same way, no offense. I mentioned this before, probably more times than people even want to hear, but it's the same exact thing. If I would walk around, not that I would, but if I would walk around in a thong and nothing else, and anybody turns around, I should say right away, well, you shouldn't be looking. That's inappropriate. That is very inappropriate. God, it's funny tonight. Here's another good example, because he really does fool most people. There's this guy from Australia, and I really like him. He's a really good entertainer, and he's a drag queen, and his name is Courtney Act. Now, if you see Courtney, I forget what his real name is. He really looks like a woman, and he's a singer too. He sings. Now, when you hear him sing, you can kind of tell, yeah, he's a guy. But if you just look at his shots and the photo shoots he does, most people say, oh yeah, you can tell that's a guy. No offense. This man was actually considered at one point, I think he was up for, like, in these things, he's like up for like world's sexiest woman, even though he's a man. Let me find that, actually, because I got to disprove this point. And, I wish I was making this stuff up, but unfortunately, once again, it's true. It is absolutely true. So give me a minute, because I got to dig that up. I thought I would be done my show by now, actually. But, and that story about that German woman, that's on a website called theinquisitor.com. I actually did not bookmark that. That's why I have to let people know. I am looking up Courtney Act, though. I really like Courtney Act, and I don't have a problem mentioning that. Doesn't mean it doesn't mean I'm gay, but I'm just just means that, dude, I'm not afraid of my manhood, I guess. He was born February 18th, 1982. Sean Jenek or something. He's from Australia. He looks like a decent looking guy, but when he dresses in the drag, he looks like a really hot looking woman. And I'm sorry, he got, up as being, like the sexiest woman. Courtney Act. It was in one of the magazines. It was I think it was like the Men's Magazine or something. He came up. It was a while back. I swear that he got like something about being the sexiest female, even though he's a male. He actually was on Australian Idol, which I think at first he went on him as himself, and he lost. He went back as a woman, and he had won. It's not important. I just thought maybe I could actually pull it up. I'm just trying one more time. And that's pretty impressive. I mean, most people won't even go that far. Korniak has heads turning in eye pop and pink. Yeah, he can really hide his, so to speak, his package too. But I guess the point is, you wouldn't even recognize him when he's in his regular clothes. You just think he's an average guy, almost like a GQ guy. So it's kind of weird when you see him. When he's all like decked out as a woman, because he really does look like a woman. But it was a while back that Courtney Act actually did get placed as, because it kind of like almost pissed off some women that why are you being nominated for being a sexy woman when you're really just a guy? Yeah, I'm kind of going too far with this. I was just trying to, point out something. So, folks, it's halfway. Well, my show is over, I think, at this point. But, I don't mean to. I could do that again, put a picture up of a dead horse, guys beating a dead horse, because that's what I'm kind of doing. But it does get me very angry when people just like to dictate what you should think or do, or condone you, or whatever makes them feel. And people like that are basically, they're powerless, I guess, if you don't give them the benefit of the doubt. I know that it's just hard not to feed into it. And it hurts, because you know what? Just because you're out of high school doesn't mean that the playing field changes and that, you should be you should know better, or you should not let people like that bother you, because they will bother you, and they bother me. So I'm just getting ready to put my bumper on, and I'm going to end this show for tonight. Not very exciting, I realize, but everyone, have a good Wednesday morning. It's going on 4 o'clock, so yeah. But thank you, Todd, because you actually made my show a little bit longer than it would have been. So everyone have a good morning. I'm signing off.